Soul Fam, hey there, this is Amy with Indigo Intuition, and I want to welcome you back to another personal power-up reading. Yes, let's get it poppin'. Well, in America, this is Thanksgiving. And, sometimes when you look back at the history of some of these holidays that we celebrate, there's horrible things that were going on. But somehow, look at it this way. If we can find a positive way to celebrate, and turn some of that, disastrous history into something good, such as a day that we celebrate who we're grateful for, what we're grateful for. As far as I'm concerned, no judgment, It's important that we know the history, though. So anyway, I digress. This is your personal power-up, and what this is really a reading that's made for you, and you alone. No matter what your age, no matter what your sex, no matter what your preferences, no matter what, it's all about you. And if I can get you guys to, come into a greater understanding of how important it is that you own the relationship that you have to yourself, everything else in your life is going to improve. Everything else in your life is going to just be so much more authentic and exciting, and you're finally going to rise to the highest occasion of yourself. And that is my heart's desire. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to look into a little bit more information about me, all of that information can be found in the description box below. I do obviously work with the tarot, and we have other readings that are up and coming, to that end. But again, this is more work through who I am as a life coach and a spiritual coach, actually, and wanting to really just bring something through the energies that the oracle cards bring to help you level up your life. So thank you, universe, Holy Spirit, divine masters, angels, and guides. Please help me bring forward a message to the collective for those who have come to visit here and power up and level up their life. Please bring forward messages that are meaningful and that would help us all. And so it is. Like I always say, guys, chew the meat and spit out the bone. If something isn't for you, then it's not for you. There's no reason to get into a big la 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 about it. It's just, you know what you know, and you know what you need, and you know what fits for you. Only you know that. Look at this. Relationships underneath the deck. So beautiful. Oh, I love it. And we just talked about the relationship to ourselves. Now, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, just in case you're new, we put all the cards lay out in the position of mind, body, spirit, and I do 3 rows, and we just, we'll see how it all goes. Grounding is in the position of mind. Yeah, you got to get your mind right sometimes, Ooh, clarity is in the position of body. Well, it would seem very fitting that would fall right in line after that. And in the position of your spirit, your energy body, you have visualization. Gorgeous. I don't think I've ever gotten that card before. So beautiful. And then again, you have that relationship. There's a number 12 on there that stands out to me. I don't know. Maybe you're going to get good news on the 12th. Up and coming. So when you look at grounding in relationship to your mind, obviously that deals with your root chakra, your base chakra. And, well, if you think of a tree, even as it stands, if you think about that, the seed has to be planted deep enough, so that it takes root. And then the roots grow down in depth and the tree springs up. And so if you have any level of, just imbalanced thinking or, some damage or some rotting going on underground, under the ground of you, under the base of you, it's a good time to change your thinking. Because when you look at that in the position of the mind, it means your thoughts become things. Your thoughts create your life. And basically, it's only a thought, and a thought can be changed. So if you're able to hone in and center in on, your root chakra, maybe do some meditation or work to that end, it's going to help everything else improve in your life. And so whatever you think, so are you, right? Comes clarity, right? Because did you know that you really can't have a feeling without it first being a thought? Every feeling that you have comes first from your brain, your thoughts, or your ego, which is wrong half the time. But this clarity card is so gorgeous. Look at all those crystals. So if you can get your grounding right, and you're thinking right, I think a lot of mental clarity is going to come to someone here today. And through that clarification, you're going to be able to envision new things for your life. Look how gorgeous that is. It's just so abundant feeling and just so imaginative and limitless. I really, really, really love that. I'm going to go over here with these. Okay. I don't really have any questions about that. When you work with the Oracle, it's a little different than the Tarot, because the Tarot, all of this is a tool. All of this type of work, just a little commercial break here, should be supportive of your journey. Anything that you hear from a reader shouldn't be the first time you really heard it. If it's your reading, in other words, you should be able to connect the dots right away and say, this is not my story, or this is my story. And then, oh my God. It shouldn't be like, oh my God, this is the first time I've ever heard this in my whole life. Usually this kind of work and this kind of process is there to be supportive of your higher knowing, your inner man, your inner knowing, your higher consciousness. That's the beauty of these tools. At one point in my career and my journey of being a light worker and an energy healer, I was signing on the dotted line to study for my Master's of Divinity. And I was so excited about that. I have to tell you, I was like, this is it. This is what my life is called for. And through a series of events and blockages and lack of support, whatever, it just didn't turn out that I went that way. And in the end, I'm still doing just that. But the point is, your life is your life. Your journey is your journey. Your choices are your choices. And you have the power to create what you want exactly the way you want it. And I guess my reason for even saying that is just because sometimes something doesn't work out exactly the way you plan, it doesn't mean that you're not going to get there. It just means you just have to take another way. And, even if it seems unfair, because certainly when I wasn't able to fulfill that, I felt that was extremely unfair. My kids were smaller at the time, and I was just in a rock and a hard place. And I felt so deflated. Like, how am I ever going to be able to, but then who knew we would be living in a time such as this, where you could use YouTube as such a beautiful platform to share your flowers with the world. So for you, I say, just because your vision hasn't come forward or fleshed out or, come to fruition the way you originally thought, it doesn't mean that it won't. Just reset, put the reset button, get your mind right, and feel better, and just feel optimistic, and watch, the magic. The magic. Oh, this card. I can't get away from this card. I guess we're really, really getting into the celebration. Don't be drinking too much out there, you heard? Haha. Well, that's underneath. Let's see what's in the position of mind. Move forward. Yes, sometimes you just have to move on. You just got to keep it moving. Mother Earth. I love it. Yes, look at that. What is Mother Earth? What does that make us? The first thing it makes me think of is being grounded. And it's kind of like they're opposite of each other. Pretty cool. In other words, they're in a, how they're two sides to every coin. Now the grounding is in the position of mind here, and now it's in the position of body. Love it. And timeout. Interesting. Some of these same cards are repeating, so that tells me you need to hear it again, maybe in another way. So, first of all, every single day that we get up and that we have a day and a gift, we should always move it forward. We should always be marching time, even if it's ho-hum, even if it's crawling, putting one foot in front of the other and not staying stuck, Just very, very, very important, as you go back to grounding, getting yourself grounded. Understand that, there's nothing to fear for moving forward through your growth process. There's nothing to fear. If people fall off along the way and they can't stay, it's fine. You're going to be fine. You only want authentic people who are in your life for a purpose, and a lot of people are meant to come in our life, but not everyone is meant to stay also, And that's why the whole premise of Personal Power Up is really being so good with you that even if, something doesn't turn out the way we want or thought, or we get disappointed or hurt or whatever, that you're always going to be good with you. Sometimes we just are so attached. I have to tell you, I'm a Taurus, if that matters to anyone. And us Taurus people, if you know one. We are very loyal. We are very fixed. We look before we leap. When you mess with the bull, you definitely get the horns. It takes a lot, but then it's like, really? Like a bull in a china shop, they say, right? But the point is, I can really resonate with that. Because for me, it's definitely been hard for me at times in my life to let go of things that already serve their purpose. And it's like I'm standing there having the mental awareness, the clarity that, okay, this thing served its thing. But sometimes when we hold on and we stay stuck in a cycle or a situation or a relationship or a job or whatever it is, it doesn't always have to be about love. It's because there's something in there. There's a wrong belief in there that causes us to think, even though we've already had the awakening or the enlightenment, that is all there is. And that's low vibration. That's the under-evolved side of yourself. A lot of us are addicted to rejection. So the things that come easily, we're like, meh. And then the other things that are clearly not for us, but present that challenge of, that person, it's easy to use relationships as an example, isn't giving me the attention that I want, so I'm gonna cling harder to it and show and prove myself, when that's ridiculous. Because if a person can't see you for who you are and your value and doesn't accept you unconditionally as is and actually want to pursue you and make time for you and, be in your corner, be on team you, then they can scratch. Honestly, I don't really mean to sound salty, but it's that simple. You're for me or you're not for me. If you're not for me, it's fine. We don't have to be enemies, but could you please scoot some room out of the way so I can keep moving forward, And then you have the other side of those cycles where people will actually be a part of that. And they'll be, because of their own under-evolved energy. And the point for all that is just to say this. Are you ready to pass your test? Are you? Because I know that I am about now, for sure. I'm good, don't get me wrong. But I'm never going to be afraid to be a little transparent here with you guys, because I'm not, this superhuman who has all the answers. I just, I'm on the way, just like us all. Now you have arrow underneath. Surround yourself with protective energy. Yes, look before you leap always, 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 always. be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of the people in your neighborhood, who you let get close to your personal space. I'm really big on that. Now, in the position of the mind here, you have the Spirit Fox. This is angels and ancestors, a gorgeous deck of cards and beautiful energies that come through to support. Trust your talents in changing times. Yes. How gorgeous. I love that fox. It's so beautiful. And then in the position of your body, you have Earth Guardian. Wow. Oh my gosh. Stay rooted and grounded. Hello. This is definitely clear. I mean, it's coming up in 3 different decks to support. Grounding, Mother Earth, and Earth Guardian. We are super, super ass supported, guys, right now, for sure. Have no fear. There's so much green in this card, which these are not the chakra cards, but the guardian here has got his hand across his heart, and when it tells us to trust our talents in changing times, and it tells us to surround ourselves with protective energy, just know that you're supported and you're guided. You're guided, and you're when we can understand that we are a part of all that is, you all of a sudden don't feel so isolated or so alone, because you understand that even if there's no one else around to talk to, if you just go outside with your bare feet and put your feet in the grass, you recognize you really are a part of everything. And that, yes, it's nice to have companionship and people around, but you're not any less supported if that's not manifesting to you right now through a physical relationship with someone. Okay? That's so important. I don't know why that just came out, but it's for someone. And then you have the Fire Guardian in the position of Spirit. Awesome. Ignite your passion. Yes. Look at that. Visualize and ignite your passion. I didn't touch on this visualization or the timeout card. That to say, sorry guys, I guess I have a froggy in my throat. Pardon me. Just take time out for yourself. Also, if you're not sure about, this is coming to me right now, if you're not sure about a specific relationship in question, wow, there's like a face in that picture. I would say it's okay to just put the pause button on or pump the brakes. You don't have to make all the decisions right now. Your inner knowing, your inner man, your higher consciousness has the answer for you. The answer is there inside of you. I'm going to tell you that. You already know what the answer is. I'm glad you came here for confirmation. You know what the answer is, and sometimes, when we're on the kind of crazy hamster wheel of life, we just let one day roll into another day, and, on, and so it goes. I would just say you don't have to explain yourself to anybody you don't have to explain yourself. If you want to take a pause, or you don't want to talk for a couple days, or you just need to have a minute, if a person really loves you and a person really supports you and understands you, whether this is your family or a relationship or a situationship or whatever it is, you have to give yourself what you need. And no one else is going to give it to you. No one's going to give it to you. You have to give it to yourself. And when you set up those healthy boundaries and such, you'll be surprised. Like sometimes we're so afraid to say, oh, that's not going to work out for me today, or because I want to, or this or whatever. We're so afraid we don't want to reject others because of our own, dislike for being rejected. But understand it's okay to have healthy boundaries. It's okay to take a time out if you need to think about something. I would always rather you do that anyway than to just be impulsive, because then you have those kind of relationships that are just like hot and cold, push and pull. That's not what I'm supporting or promoting at all. But everything that's for you, it's for you. And there's nothing, and there's no amount of time or space or distance that's going to get in the way of that. What is for you is yours. It's written. Do you understand that? So let that sink in and be so excited about that. Okay. Usually I get the Wisdom of Tao, but we're going to use the butterfly cards to bring up the rear here on this message. gracefully aging. Well, that's nice. Yes, you know. And then look at this underneath, join in. Yes, join in life and be true to yourself. Those are just all underneath. How sweet. Be true to yourself. Join in the fun. You don't want to get all old and crusty and, you know, I hope that didn't sound offensive. It's just, you know, when you have an ageless heart and an ageless mind, you will age gracefully because you won't be like, oh, now I'm 40, so it's this. Now I'm 50, so it's this. Now I'm 80, so it's that. No. Your soul is timeless, and your body will respond or reject or lash out with illness or disease if we're not graceful about it. We're not just embracing each and every step. Let's look at the 3 off the top. Support. You are super supported. If you look at these beautiful butterflies, or you think about winter, spring, summer, fall, and we look outside and we just go, there's no effort to it. It just is. It just happens, you know, and you're a part of that in the same way. Look for the signs. There are heavenly signs all around you. And I pray you'll see a butterfly today, right at the right moment, to put an exclamation point on this reading for you. And the third card, keep the faith. Yes, look how beautiful. What an uplifting message, you know? Sometimes, you know, what it comes down to with all this work, personal work, is you just have to get out of your own way, you know? Sometimes we are truly our own worst enemy when all along we're supported, when all along the universe is showing us signs every day how much we're loved. And your part in that is just being confident and believing and keeping faith. You know, whatever you believe, keep the faith. Whatever you're hoping for, keep the faith. Don't grow weary in all of that. And I love this butterfly in here because he or she's sort of standing out in all that purple. Be yourself. Be graceful. Don't ever dumb yourself down, you know, to make yourself fit into someone's life. You know, a square peg does not fit into a circle. It just doesn't. You might be able to get the circle in the square peg. There's a little more flexibility there, but it's okay to be square. You'll find the right fit. I don't mean to make this all sound about relationships, because it's really not. It's about, well, this is about the relationship with yourself. And as a result of that, you know, your passion is going to come through, you know, on the other side of just that. And more love, more abundance, more power, more abundance will be yours. I love it. You have the Earth Guardian and the Fire Guardian. That's amazing. Guys, once again, not to leave anyone out, but happy Thanksgiving if that's what you celebrate today. But today and every day, I just want to say thank you for coming. I'm grateful for you, and I love you, and I hope to see you mañana. Namaste.